Hey, everybody in the nest. Happy New Year, Nesty Besties and Owlettes. It's great to see everybody. Thank you so much for spending some of your New Year's Eve in the nest with me. I appreciate it. It's great to see each and every one of you. How's it going? Woo! You've been flying all day. You had 2 delays. Oh, John, that's awful. I gotta say, I haven't traveled in a while, but I really don't miss that at all. Not one bit. Great to see everybody. All right, so today we will be discussing Talaq, which is Islamic divorce. Same here, Sabin Nation. Someone just started setting off fireworks just now. So, yeah, we love that. I mean, can we just keep them to Memorial Day, 4th of July? You know, can we just have designated holidays? Because the dogs and the veterans are just at their wits' end today. So, yeah. What? Lord Baroque. Oh my God, thank you. Oh my God. Lord Baroque, thank you so much. Wow. Oh my God, Lord Baroque, that's very generous. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm a little overwhelmed. Thank you so much. That is so generous. Thank you very much. Wow. Woo! If you received a free membership from Lord Baroque, there's going to be about a third of the chat probably, and probably some who aren't even signed in here. Please give them a big shout out, thanking them. That is huge. Wow. Look at this. They're still coming. Oh my God. Wow. Lord Baroque. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. If you are a brand new member, please check out your welcome video. It's like a minute long, not even. It's just something cute to welcome you officially to the nest. And I did set up a Nightbot that will be coming through momentarily with the members only playlist. So if you haven't been able to find it, if you don't know what's on there, it's just going to link the whole members only playlist and you'll find everything that's just for you there. Wow. Unbelievable. I gotta fluff out the nest a little bit. I gotta fluff it out a little bit. Make room for all these new nesties. Woo! Hey, Cheesy Girl, thank you so much. Cheesy Girl, thank you for the super chat and also for thanking Lord Baroque. I agree. My gosh. And you know what? Get out of my town.
Get out of my town.
No, you can stay. You can stay in my town. Thank you so much. That's very generous, Cheesy Girl. Thank you. Hand out the sports bras. Oh, yeah. Okay, sir. You know, the fireworks. That's bad timing. I'm begging him to stop. Wow, I don't have to work. I'd rather share so others can have a nice holiday. Thank you, Lord Baroque. That is extremely generous. Thank you so, so much. Detective Cochese, we do have male sports bras. It's not an issue at all. Not an issue. Some of them are gender neutral. We have gray and black and navy. If you don't want, or if you want the frilly ones, you can go for those too. It's up to you. Whatever. Passing out air fryers and forks to all new members. Yeah, new members. Wow. Please check out your emojis. You do have members only emojis that are pretty important for the chat. And I hope you enjoy them. Your dogs hide when they're fireworks? Just Jamie? Yeah. Welcome to Owlette. Welcome. You might even hear them in the background. Welcome, Elwell. Or Eliwelly. Good to have you. Yeah, if you know you're already going to like your stay in the nest this evening, you might as well hit like now, just in case you forget later. Please confirm that forks are legal in your location. That is a very important distinction. Werschneffer, thank you for bringing that up. Hey, Capone Boxer, how's it going? Yeah, in the country of Kuwait, there are some dicey laws around forks. There are some laws around forks, okay? And feel free, whenever you see Chantal eating with a fork, to let her know that. Because I would like to bring just as much misinformation to her channel as she does to mine. You were born into a well-off inheritance, so you basically get bribed to stay alive. Everyone gets to have fun. Lord Baroque, I would keep that on the down low if I were you. Shh. No mute on the Bark Street Boys. Well, other people have dogs, and that sometimes it sets their dogs off. One of your Great Pyrenees is scared of nothing, fights bears, but the fireworks terrify him. Yeah, hectic llama. Oh, Pyrenees. Wow. Those are some big dogs. You hate fireworks. Your kitties have high anxiety. You went to the vet to get them something to help them cope, Lori. Oh, Lori. How was your birthday, by the way? Did you have a nice birthday? No, FW11 sporks are a gray area when it comes to Kuwait. And I do recommend hiring a local Kuwaiti lawyer and not a foreign lawyer, because sometimes they will bring in a spork. Like when it's time for your case to be heard in front of the judge, they'll bring in a spork and they'll hold it up as an exhibit. Like, this can also be used as a spoon, and just because it has tines doesn't mean that it's actually the illegal fork. And we have seen lawyers get jailed for having possession of a fork because they don't care if it's rounded. They don't care. They're pretty strict, as you know. That's right, Brookie Bear Mama. At least we can use forks in the West. At least. Okay, we're talking about divorce today. And it's not a bad thing necessarily. It's really not. It's not. It's permitted. Okay, this is not something that is haram. Okay, we're not the haram police. No one is, and rulings are made by specific scholars who have a lot of education in the subject, and I'm not one of them. And divorce is absolutely not forbidden. It is permitted. Absolutely, it definitely is. So we're gonna look a little more into that. You're too freaky for the humble husband, Lord Baroque. I think we all are. You didn't just divorce your ex, you rage quit his ass. Good for you. Hey, sometimes you have to, really. Okay. All right, where shall we start? Okay, let's see. All right, I think we will start with some videos. Short ones, just to kind of ease us in here, okay? And one thing that I want to dispel right away. Oh my God, sounds like popcorn almost. Oh, do you hear that? It sounds like popcorn. One thing I want to dispel right away is that saying I divorce you 3 times in a row is not divorce. I'm hearing a lot of people say that and seeing a lot of people say that. So that's not a thing. I don't know where people are getting that from. Maybe, I don't know if it's like, IslamGoogle.com or, a well-intentioned creator, maybe, but that's not a thing. Okay, so. That's weird. I didn't want him on that screen. Interesting. Okay. So weird. Oh, okay. All right. So this is Numan Ali Khan. I have met him in person. I've seen him talk a few times, at least a few times. And he is known to be one of the contemporary scholars in the States. And he has his own institute and everything. So he talks a little bit about divorce. Here, it's a short one.
It's like a husband and wife had an argument. The guy said, Talaq. Now once he does it, what happens to the girl? The wife? He calls the girl's house and says, hey, I'm done with your daughter. Take her away. She's not my wife anymore. I give her talaq. Normal. Happens in millions and millions of families. Surah Talaq. And by the way, the guy is religious, got a big old beard, went to Hajj last year, even took a selfie, an Islamic selfie, like all of it. The Quran revealed Surah Talaq. It's been a long time since the Quran was revealed. It's not hiding somewhere. And the Quran says, إِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ فَطَلِّقُوهُنَّ لِعِدَّتِهِنَّ وَأَحْصُوا الْعِدَّةِ. When you give women talaq, then give them until the end of their iddah period, which is 3 menstrual cycles. Make sure you complete the period cycles. لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن. Listen carefully. Don't expel them from their own homes. In those 3 months, even if the house is in your name, bro, for those 3 months, it is her house. Even if you were never good to her in your life, for those 3 months, she's not your guest. She's not living in your house. It's her house and Allah gave her full rights. La, do not expel them from their homes. وَلَا يَخْرُجْنَا. And they may not leave either. They shouldn't leave either. So for 3 cycles, she shouldn't leave and he shouldn't kick her out. Okay? Then the guy says, okay, fine, I won't kick her out. But it doesn't mean I'm going to make it easy for her. I'll just cut off the electricity. I'll just turn off the water. There's no ayah that says keep the electricity. Right? Allah says, لا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن. Same surah. He says, do not cause them any harm that makes them feel any discomfort. Now he has تضاروهن causing them harm. لِتُضَيِّقُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ, so they feel discomfort inside. Meaning, you now have to not only not allow any physical harm to happen to her, you have to make sure she's not emotionally hurt by anything you do. The moment you pronounce talaq, it's not you and your wife, it's you, Allah, and then your wife. You're not dealing with her, you're dealing with Allah. And Allah says, this is not your time, this is my time, I gave her this iddah, and you will treat her like I'm telling you to treat her. Before then, you can be friends, you can do whatever, you can get upset with each other sometimes, whatever. That's between husband and wife, but not in those 3 months.
Okay, so the 3 months waiting, we're going to get into all these details. It's a very complex issue in Islam. It's complex, but at the same time, it's a simple thing. I know that sounds very odd, but if you have tried to Google some of these things yourself, you have probably found that yourself, that there is no one and done simple answer, because it really depends on a lot of different things. So, we're going to go through all of this. So the waiting period when a woman is menstruating, it's to make sure she's not pregnant. And, because what if the husband leaves, she's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to get with this guy now. And then she's pregnant like a week later, whatever. It's like, whose is it? So the lineage of everybody is very important in Islam. So we always want to maintain lineage. It's very important. So that's why Muslims don't adopt. So the child always keeps the family's name that they were born to, not the adopt. They don't get adopted. So you can sponsor children and pay for their living expenses, their tuition, you can pay for everything for a child, but you don't adopt them, because we keep the lineage separate. And that's also why women don't take on the husband's last name when we get married. So, also a cooling off period. Yes, Everybug, that's right. Just in case. Just in case. Yeah. So we're going to get into quite a few things. Also, I do want to point out to you, we are going to be reading just a small part from this book that I have right here with me. And it is called The Concise Manual of Marriage. Here it is. Like, where did I put it? And there's some interesting information in there about divorce. It is all about marrying in Islam. And I want you to know that this is free, available to you. No, I'm not sending them out to you. I don't have a bunch on my bookshelf that I'm going to send out. But there is a link to the PDF file, a free link in the description. And you can click on that and download it directly. And it's not a large book. It's like 100 pages. So, or if you do want to purchase it and support the publisher and the author, it's like $15. You can get it from Amazon or wherever else. Keep them in my purse to hand out. Yeah. Are you interested in marriage and divorce in Islam? Boy, do I have something for you. Okay. So, let me just, a quick, and this is like when they say concise, it is concise. It doesn't go into a lot of depth, but sometimes we don't want a lot of depth. Just want to, here for the Caucasian white woman, black equals man. Well, the one on the left is the man. I don't know if that's what you're looking at. And the one on the right is the woman. That's just what we wear. Like if traditionally in the desert. Traditionally. Is that what I wear? No, it's not. Absolutely not. Okay. And this is all about like who can you marry? How do you get married? All of that. All right. So let's go to... I know, right? 50 memberships. Insane. Insanely generous. Okay. We have... And we also have obligations resulting from divorce. The legal ruling of talaq and what must be adhered to concerning it. And if you want to go ahead and download that, you can read along if you want. I'm on page 59. A separation of a man from his wife by verbal expression, writing or indication, and Contrary to popular belief, a woman can also initiate a separation, and this is if the man is not fulfilling any of her or one of her rights. And that can be financial maintenance. It can be pleasing her in the bedroom. It can be a lot of different things. And if he's not fulfilling her rights as her husband, she can also file for separation, a legal separation. So sometimes divorce is inevitable, either because the woman may be harmed if she remains with the man, or the man may receive harm from her, or there may be other purposes for divorce. So from the mercy of Allah, He has permitted it for His servants and not hindered them with restriction or difficulty. If the man dislikes his wife and is not able to bear patiently with her, then there is no sin upon him to divorce her. But it is incumbent upon him to adhere to the following. He cannot divorce her while she is menstruating. Now, this doesn't go into the exact reason why. I have my own theories, okay? If he divorces her while she's on her menses, then he has disobeyed Allah and His Messenger, peace be upon him, and committed a forbidden act. Divorce itself is not forbidden. Divorcing a wife while she has her period is forbidden. He will be required then to take her back, to keep her with him until she becomes pure. Then, like when she finishes her cycle, then he may divorce if he wants to. What is more suitable, though, is to leave her until she menstruates a second time. When she becomes clean, when she finishes, he may choose to keep her. And if he doesn't want to, he can divorce her the correct way when she is not menstruating. I see this as, now this is my own interpretation, is that sometimes, and I'm a woman, I'm just letting you know I'm female, and sometimes ladies can be, we're a little bit different sometimes when we have our periods, and sometimes it's a hormonal thing, sometimes it's just from being uncomfortable, you may be more irritable, and that's not our fault. We should try to keep that, try to maintain like civility in the home. Obviously, everyone should. But it may not be necessarily 100% her fault. And, whatever behavior she is exhibiting, maybe it's really bad. And he's like, I'm not doing this. I'm divorcing you. It's not really considered. That's not okay to do. And he may also have, he may be frustrated that they can't have intercourse or something. And it's just like tensions build. So you're not allowed to while she has her period. Wasn't there one Middle Eastern princess a few months ago who made a special social media post saying, I divorced you 3 times for her husband's cheating? I don't know anything about that, but that's not valid. And a woman can't do that anyway. Aksa says, I was abused and decided enough was enough, so I walked out and he wouldn't divorce, but then I initiated divorce. Good for you, Aksa. Alhamdulillah. I'm glad you got out. That's good. Very good. I mean, it's a thing. I know it's like, oh, the women are unclean. Well, you know what? It's a real thing. And if you have a uterus and if it sheds its lining monthly, you know what I'm talking about. It's not just a physical, it affects everything. Your pants don't fit right, you're irritable, sometimes you're doubled over in pain, and you might snap at your husband, and you definitely don't mean to. And, some people can hold back more than others. So, just saying. So Foodie Beauty has no excuse for her bitchiness. I don't know. Maybe mental illness? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, number 2. That he does not divorce her in the month that he was sexually active with her, except that the pregnancy has been absolutely verified. And this is huge. It's just a thing in Islam, for sure. If a man intends to divorce his wife and he has been sexually intimate with her after menses, like after she finishes her period, he cannot divorce her until she begins menstruating and then becomes clean, even if the menstrual period has been lengthened for whatever reason. Then if he wishes, he may divorce her before he touches her, can't have sex with her again. And Allah the Most High says, O Prophet, when you divorce women, divorce them at their iddah, in between the periods. Welcome, Jordy. Do not divorce her while she is menstruating or in a state of purity wherein you have had sex with her, but rather leave her until she is menstruating, then pure again, then divorce her with one correct divorce. I'm going to get to the 3 divorces in a moment because this is important. It's not just I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. That is forbidden to do. That he does not divorce her more than once in the same sitting. He does not say, I divorce you with 2 divorces, or you are divorced 3 times, or you are divorced, you are divorced, you are divorced. Since divorce 3 times in one sitting is forbidden, based on that which is narrated from the prophet, peace be upon him, that he said about a man who divorced his wife with 3 divorces at once, is the book of Allah being played with while I am still amongst you?
I love you, Shanta.
Many people are ignorant of the legal rulings of divorce, so anytime divorce unexpectedly, Carrie Mack, welcome. So anytime divorce happens unexpectedly, they divorce without paying attention to the times or amount that they have pronounced the divorce. I gotta put a light on. I can't see what I'm reading. One moment. I'm like squinting. I turned the lights off for my dogs so they could sleep. Okay. And I have another book we're going to go into also. Hence, it is obligatory on the servants, which is us, Muslims, to restrict themselves to the limits set by Allah and not to transgress them. Allah, the Most High, says, and whoever transgresses beyond the limits of Allah, he indeed wrongs his own soul. And this is from a chapter called Talaq, which is divorce. And whoever transgresses beyond the limits of Allah, they are wrongdoers. And that is Surah Al-Baqarah. So, which is the cow. And then there are also obligations of divorce, which is the waiting period. I'm going to go over that quickly before we start the next video, just so you have some context when you're listening to the next one. Whenever there is a divorce, there is a separation of the wife from her husband. This is page 65 if you're following. Many legal rulings result from this separation. Amongst them are, number 1, requirement of the iddah, the waiting period. If the husband has consummated the marriage with his wife or been alone with her. As for if he divorces her prior to him having sexual relations with her or being in private with her, there is no waiting period necessary. So you don't have to wait if you haven't been intimate with each other. Like there's no possibility of pregnancy. I'm going to look at the chat in just a moment. I'm just going to keep going here, but I'll definitely look at the chat in a moment and answer your questions as best as I can. This is Surah Al-Ahzab. O you who believe, when you marry believing women who believe in God, then divorce them before you touch them. You have in their case no term which you should reckon. The waiting period is 3 menstrual cycles. If she is one of those women who has menses, if she still has her period. Okay. 3 months if she is not from the woman who can still have menses, and at the time of the delivery of the child, if she is pregnant. So if she doesn't have a uterus, I don't believe that there would be a waiting period. I mean, we'd have to check on that. Some of these things I just don't know because A, I'm not a scholar, and B, some of these things I've never had to look into for myself. So, holding on for the tab, thank you for being a nesty bestie for 11 months. Hope everyone has their best year yet. Inshallah. Yes, thank you. You too. Thank you. The wife is prohibited for the husband if he has pronounced divorce twice prior to that divorce. Here's where the 3rd divorce comes in. That is, if he divorced his wife, then returned to her. So a couple can get a divorce. They go to their own separate places. They separate physically. And he's like, you know what? Oh, I don't know. I think I made a mistake. And she's like, yeah, I really miss you. You should come back. But then maybe a year later, like something happens and they're like, no, I should have divorced you the first time. We divorce. That's the 2nd divorce. They separate. If there is a third time at any point later in the marriage, the woman is forbidden from going back to him. And this is to prevent her from being mentally abused. So if a man, and I'm just saying this is how it is in the Quran, because the woman cannot, okay, all right, I'm gonna get into the weeds. Okay, so basically if a man you marry is playing emotional games with you, manipulation, like, oh no, I'm divorcing you, you better get your act together, I want this and this and this and whatever. And she's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'll do all that, like someone who's being manipulated and abused. And he says, okay, I'll take you back. They divorce again. He goes and does whatever, and she can go and do whatever, right? Like, as long as the waiting period is over. And he's like, okay, well, I want you back now. I've had my fun. I'm back now. I want you back. At that point, she is forbidden from going back into the marriage. The third divorce is final. That's it. So it prevents sometimes women who are, and men who are mentally and physically abused, they have a tough time leaving a relationship. And this is something that is religiously mandated. You can't go hot and cold, come here, go away, all that, on and on and on. That's abusive. So it's to allow the woman to move on, to find a man who will respect her and take good care of her. So if he divorced his wife, then returned to her, then divorced a second time and returned to her during the waiting period and married her after it, then divorced her for a third time, she will not be lawful for him after that, the third and final announcement of divorce, until she marries another man with a valid marriage, consummates it with him, then is divorced again. Then after that time, she will be lawful for the first one. If she wants to go back to the first one, she can at that point. This is due to the statement of the Most High. Divorce must be pronounced twice, then a woman must be retained in honor or released in kindness. You must let her go with kindness. Allah has only made the woman forbidden for the one who divorced her thrice, 3 times, until she marries someone else, because the people in the early days of Islam used to divorce their wives and return to them any number of times they wanted to. If a man became angry with his wife, he would only say to her, I swear by Allah, I will not hold you, nor will I separate from you. She would say, how is that? And he would reply, I will divorce you, and if your time gets close to the period of, to end the period of waiting, so like the end of the 3 months, I will take you back, then divorce you, and when the time gets close again, I will take you back again. So the woman mentioned this to the Prophet, peace be upon him. Then Allah the Exalted sent down this verse. Divorce must be pronounced twice, giving a time limit to 3 as a mercy for the woman from the oppression of their husbands. Okay, we'll go on to the next little video I have curated for us here this evening. Okay. That's okay, Rome Picks. That is what we're talking about tonight. So if it's not your jam, no one's a hostage here. Nobody is a hostage. This is not a hostage situation. That is what we're talking about, so. Okay. We'll do a lady next. This is Sheikha Dr. Haifa Yunus at the Jannah Institute. Okay.
So as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us in the Quran, as a community, we fall in love with each other, we get married. Unfortunately, sometimes things doesn't go the way we wanted it or planned it. And Allah knows that, and He mentioned it in the Quran. And that is actually divorce. Subhanallah. And Allah put it in a way that it is not encouraged, neither it is condemned. It's something that is going to happen. But what do we need to learn? What is He teaching us in the Quran? The rules of it. What are the boundaries? What are the rights of the woman? What are the right of the man? Or what should he do? Or what she should do? And there's two places in the Quran where it is detailed, if you want to use the word. One of them is actually in Surah Al-Baqarah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's almost 2 pages of the Quran. But the interesting thing is a whole chapter in the Quran is actually covering the divorce. And start that chapter, Ya ayyuhan Nabi. Subhanallah, Allah is addressing the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, as if He is telling him, this is really serious. I am telling you, I want you to learn this. And which means I and you need to learn this. And He says, إِذَا طَلَّقْتُمُ النِّسَاءَ, when you are going to divorce the woman, because Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, there was a strong opinion that he actually divorced Hafsa, the daughter of Sayyidina Umar, and then he brought her back. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling you and me what are the things that we really need to be very careful about. There is a waiting period. There is times the man cannot divorce the woman. What happens if she was pregnant? What happens if she was breastfeeding and the divorce happened? All these rulings in detail in the Surah Talaq chapter of divorce. How about, because usually the waiting period is related to menstruation. What about if the woman does not have menstruation? What is the ruling? What is so interesting that we all have to learn that Surah Al-Talaq, the chapter Talaq, is only 12 verses. Out of these 12 verses, 5 times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the word taqwa in different way. And most commonly is وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ, the person who practiced taqwa, because it is an action. Divorce is not something very easy. It's unfortunately something that causes harm, causes pain, ego goes in it, pain, emotions. And the only way for me and us as human beings to do it the way that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to remember again the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah is watching, Allah is allowing it, and Allah put boundaries. I need to follow these boundaries. For example, one of the boundaries Allah said is, do not harm them. Do not hold them, meaning don't divorce them so you cause more harm to them. He also taught us, don't do that so she will not be able to marry somebody else. Do not let them leave the house, or the woman should not leave the house. This is all in the Quran. Subhanallah.
Okay, I want to interject for a second. When she says don't leave the house, it's not you can't go anywhere. It's don't kick her out of the house. When a divorce is happening, the woman is to stay in the house, especially if there are children. It's the man. And this is, I know that this is seen completely differently now, and especially in this culture. I understand that. Okay. But it's the woman who is to stay in the house until everything is finalized, and the man is who leaves. So when she says, don't leave the house, it's not don't go out, don't go grocery shopping. It's no, don't leave, don't move out.
Now when we, and this is sometimes what shaitan brings inside us. If I am going to do this or I'm going to do this, I'm going to lose this or I'm going to lose that. And Allah said one of the most beautiful verses that the Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam said about it. There is a verse in the Quran. The person who practices it will be more than enough for him or her. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whomsoever practice taqwa, Allah conscious, Allah will make a way out for him. And there is so many meanings of this way out. But let's say financially, if I am going to not obey Allah in the divorce, I am going to lose money. Remember, you obey Allah, you be Allah conscious, Allah will find a way out for you. and I am going to go through divorce and life is going to be very difficult. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَل لَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِهِ يُسْرًا. If you're going to follow Allah's rule, Allah will make it easy for you. Subhanallah. One of the interesting things, again in chapter Talaq, the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so much repeated in it. And as Allah talking about talaq or divorce, you see in between, Allah brings the result or what happened to a nation that disobeyed Allah. عَتَتْ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهَا. They absolutely did not obey Allah. فَذَاقَتْ وَبَالَ أَمْرِهَا. They paid the price for it. Subhanallah. And in also very interesting, at the end of Surah Al-Talaq, the last verse of Surah Al-Talaq, Allah talks about Himself and how He created heavens and earth and how He knows everything in the heavens, in the earth, and what comes in between them. لِتَعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. So you know Allah is capable of doing anything and everything. وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ أَحَاطَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عِلْمًا. So you know Allah encompasses everything. He knows the suffering he or she is going through. He knows the pain you are going through. He knows the feeling of failure sometimes people feel. وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ أَحَاطَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عِلْمًا. And Allah knows everything. Islam is a beautiful religion. And Islam is a faith or a religion that touch on realities. The beauty of Islam is that it has this sublime nature of a religion. It takes it serious, but also it takes it reality, teaches me. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all the marriages, but these things happen. And what we all need to learn is when we go through this difficult time, remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Learn what Allah have taught us, you and me, in the Quran. Obey Him, follow it, even if externally it's gonna make us feel that we may be losing something. Remember, وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَل لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whomsoever practice Allah consciousness, Allah will find a way. May Allah protect all the marriages. May Allah make divorce a way that to bring khair, as we've said many times in this series. Everything comes from Allah is khair. Everything Allah allows is khair, is good, even if externally it doesn't look this way. Ya Rabbi Ameen.
Okay, and I'll be putting all the links. I'll be pinning those to the top comment after the stream is over. However, passages that I just read from the Concise Manual of Marriage that is available to you free as a free download, and the link is in the description. You can check that out now if you would like. All right, let me go through the chat quickly. There seems to be a lot of questions. And again, I'm not a Muslim scholar. It's not my area of expertise. However, I do consider I am a practicing Muslim, but I'm not an expert, especially at everything that doesn't pertain to me. So, I have my uterus, I have menses, so I've never looked into what would happen, if you didn't. I haven't been faced with a lot of these situations. So some of these questions I won't have the answers to. But I think, especially if it's regarding marriage, I would definitely take it's a free download, and I would take some time if you just want. It's a PDF. If you just want to scroll through it, it is concise, like it says. So if you do have specific questions about how about the 4 wives thing? That's covered in here. Also, conditions of marriage, satisfaction or pleasure of the two mates, that is required. The description of the woman who is sought for marriage, women who you are forbidden to marry, all of that, wisdom of marriage, obligations resulting from marriage, all that. And it's short. It's short. Okay, so let me go through and see if I can answer some of your questions. I know, Delulu. I know. I am aware. I know. Assalamu alaikum. I understand. I was at a large mosque where I live in my area. It's a distance from me. And I've seen him speak probably, I don't know, less than 10 times, but definitely more than a handful of times. And that had just happened when I was down there, when I was there. And it was discussed amongst the ummah. So I know what you're saying. And I guess, I mean, you know, and I'm not going to put out all this business. Certainly, this was a couple years ago. But
I love you, Shanta.
keep in mind that all Muslims, including Foodie Beauty, Kristen, Abadaya, Are You Serious? Okay. Any Salah, Allah, if he is, I don't know if he is, Murad. Okay, we're all regular people. Oh my gosh, my poor pooch. It's okay. Come here. We're all just regular people. We all have faults. We all make mistakes, sometimes really big ones. And these people who are speaking that I'm showing videos of are no different.
I love you, Shanta.
We really are just all regular people. I know. Hey, Colleen. I think there is like a misconception, especially in this community, that like Muslims are these very solemn, devout, constantly in prayer, meek, quiet, you know, like, I mean, there are some who are like that, but we're really just all regular people. And we all have our weaknesses for sure, including some of the people you've seen so far today, including myself included. So, let's see. You can't, Leanna says, AYS, I can't have children because I have a cycle. Okay. That's okay. Okay. Salah is the, okay. Okay. Women can have bleeding the first few months of pregnancy. How is that handled? That's a good question, Hipiesta. I don't know. I don't have those answers. I mean, probably some night we could just like, it would be kind of a pretty laid back stream because I would be spending a lot of time looking things up. But if you have questions that you're like really dying to know the answers for, like I can sit here with you guys and go through and find the answers. And some I may not find, and I may have to get back to you. But a lot of these I'm not going to have it like at the top of my mind because it's just nothing I've ever had to deal with. What about gay marriage, human jerky? Well, gay marriage is not allowed in Islam, so the divorce is a moot point. What if she is pregnant, then they cannot divorce, or what? That's a very good question. I know that there are some Muslims in the chat, so if you immediately know that answer, feel free to give it. Any Muslims in the chat, really, if you are really a studied Muslim and you're not just guessing, feel free to put the answer in the chat. If you're not sure, I would just prefer not putting out more potentially, more potential misinformation because there's already enough out there. I'm not sure what would happen in that case. Well, I know that the paternity is the biggest thing, so it would be determining who's the father. And since there is a waiting period, there's no question about who the father is. The divorce may still be able to go through. I'm really not sure. And it would take time for me to look things up, so that's why I'm not giving you answers right away, unfortunately. If I know the answers, I'll answer them right away. So this doesn't apply with a loophole marriage. Yeah, so keep in mind, too, that there's religious marriage and there's civil marriage. Like if you go to the courthouse, like we'll make it relatable if you live in the West. If you go to the courthouse, a justice of the peace, that's a civil marriage. If you go to, if you have a wedding at your Catholic church and you get the marriage license from the city or state, then you have both. You have a religious marriage and a civil marriage. In Islam, it is absolutely possible to have either just a religious marriage or both. So, and if she was Christian at the time and if she hadn't reverted, it would be a civil marriage. It wouldn't be a Muslim marriage. So this stuff wouldn't even apply to her. So see what I'm saying? There's so many like, well, if this, then that, and if this, then this. You know, it's all very like dependent on, it's like a big flow chart. Let's see. These loophole ones are temporary, though. I don't know what she even means by loophole marriage. I don't even know what she's talking about, because temporary marriages are a whole thing unto themselves, a whole separate thing. And you don't have to go through any loopholes to get those. Those are legal and they're fine to do. They're fine to do. Oh, thank you, Aksa, for answering that question. Even if she's pregnant, she can still be divorced. Thank you for that. You're welcome, Cryptid Cutie. I'm happy that so many people are here to listen. She can't have kids, and that is what a woman is expected to be able to do. Not necessarily, no. Like, some men don't want kids. And, I would just say, keep in mind that these are regular people. Some want kids, some don't. Some are looking for a wife that can really hold them down while they're starting a business. They're not going to have kids. Like, I wouldn't want kids, but I am absolutely a candidate for marriage, for sure. Like, so it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's not like, oh, all Muslim women have to be able to bear a child and all Muslim men have to have fertile seed to plant the seed to have a child. I mean, if they're young, if they're in their 20s, just like anybody else, like, yeah, maybe they will want kids and maybe that will be a detriment. But like, it just depends. We're just regular people. What else? What else? She'll have a whole lot of that's not true if she sees this Curse of the Traveler. Exactly. Teardrop. Exactly. Disco P, you know who she is? That's nice. Save a Nation says, I'm so tired of scrolling through various chats late at night and I'm seeing so much misinfo stated. I've learned much from you and by doing my own research. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love this perspective, especially compared to my Christian upbringing where it was just don't get divorced. So much harm done that way. So true, Hectic Llama. So true. And part of that is cultural, too, from whatever the time was, like the baby boomers. And I actually know, I thought of this when I was driving home from work today. I actually know they're both deceased now, but they were Catholic. And both had their first spouse pass away. So we have a widower and a widow. And they're both Catholic. And they get married in the Catholic Church. And they have a regular civil marriage. They have their marriage license for the state. And they're married in the Catholic Church, right? Well, it didn't last because, I think they just went in like expecting totally different things, wanting different things, and really didn't discuss it beforehand, it seemed. They were already well into their 60s at the time. So I don't know. I don't really know. Okay. I'm sure there's a lot more to that story, but because the man especially, well, she did too, but took her Catholicism extremely seriously, that he wrote to the Vatican for an annulment. So the civil divorce was no problem. Like, oh, okay, well, I came in with these assets. You came in with yours. I'm sure they had a prenup on top of it. But okay, well, we're divorced according to the state that we live in. But he wanted the annulment from the Vatican. And he wrote a letter to the Vatican. And he got a letter back saying, yes, it's fine. You're cool. The marriage is annulled as if it never happened. So he would then be eligible to marry again in the Catholic Church. So if you think of it kind of like that, if you can relate to that, it's very similar to that. Very similar. So anyone who's chatting in here tonight is a subscriber. So if anyone's just like popping in, they know where they're coming into. So I love the sports bra Capone. Yeah, if you are unsettled by the conversation, please grab a sports bra. It's no problem. Keep everything contained and calm. Yes. Most of us don't believe they're even married. Some question if he is even Muslim. Curse of the Traveler. Yeah, it's hard to say. I believe that they are married in some way. I believe that they are. It's not like a big deal. They didn't have to have a big wedding or anything. It could just be signing a document so that they're legal and they're not going to get evicted from the apartment or get arrested. So that's very possible. She may think that it's much more than it is, but it could even be a temporary marriage. At the end of the day, we truly don't know. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out someday. I don't know. Any money women make is theirs to do what they want with? Right. Men must provide for her and the children. What if the woman is the breadwinner? That's a very good question. My understanding, and there's like my mind goes in like 30 different places. Okay. Traditionally, and what is done religiously is that the man provides for the woman and the children and his children, even if she makes more than him. And she can contribute to the household. She can do whatever she wants with her money, but she's not required to contribute to the household if she doesn't want to. She can sock it all away in savings if she wants to. Because, but like you say, you know, like things are a little bit different now. You know, women, and it depends where you are in the world also. Women, say like in the States or Canada, getting divorced and being the breadwinner, you're not going to be nearly as vulnerable as you would be, you know, if you were in a very traditional Muslim society. So it could be different. On the other hand, a priest I knew told me to forget about the annulment the nun was pushing when I converted. Oh gosh. Sweet sea monster, you like the sports bra idea? Yeah. Okay. I think there's a bunch of different conversations in the chat that I'm trying to link together but aren't linked together. It's not annulment. It's stating that the marriage was not valid. The reason may be ridiculous, like she suffers from anorexia, so she's not open for conceiving. Are you talking about in Catholicism, Melamenka? That's what they said. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. Can she have a bank account? Absolutely. Women are not required to contribute to the household at all. She keeps all of her money that she makes, all of it. She can choose to. The man has to be able to provide the basics: shelter, food, you know, safety, clothes for the kids. Now, if the kid says they want Jordans instead of Walmart sneakers, like, the father is not required to provide Jordans. But if the wife is making her own money and she has her money, she says, yeah, you can have Jordans. I'll get them for him. If the man can't afford them. She decides what she does with her money. She absolutely has bank accounts, for sure. Absolutely. The money she makes is not his. Contemporary marriages last any length of time. I don't know. I've only known them to last months, not years. Like, not ever years. So if you think she's married, why the traveling every 3 months? If she has a temporary marriage, she'll never become a resident. She'll never get a civil ID card. And she'll never be eligible to get a spousal visa. So they could have a temporary marriage that's just enough so that they can live together, just enough so they can, stay in a hotel together, because those things are illegal if you're not married in Kuwait. But that wouldn't be quite enough to get her onto a spousal visa where she could actually be a resident in Kuwait. Not enough. So if an Islamic woman is abused, she can't separate from her abusive husband. Christy, you might have come in really late because we did cover that. And absolutely, God does not want us to suffer whatsoever. I don't know where you're coming from there, but... There you go. Thank you, Delulu. Scholars disagree on temporary marriages, right? Because they know some people are doing it for sex purposes, but at the end of the day, sex outside of marriage is forbidden, right? So, temporary marriages, and an example that I've given in one of my videos is that when I lived in Egypt, there was a section, like in another area from where I lived, a different area, but it was like a shopping mall, sort of, in a way, but there were apartments built up around it. And I was told that most of those apartments are vacant because they're owned by people from other Arab countries, okay? Like the Gulf, like places like Kuwait, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. And they would keep these apartments for themselves to come to vacation in the summer. I mean, I don't know why you would go to Egypt in the summer, but I don't know if it was cooler than where they live, but that's where they would go there. They would go to their apartment where they had, and they would either bring someone with them or meet up with their Egyptian lady friend and have a temporary marriage for the summer. So they can live together, they can have sex legally, they can be together wherever, whenever, all summer. And at the end of the summer, he goes back to his home country, she goes back to her life, and they literally tear up the piece of paper that is their temporary marriage. And it's null and void. So all of this, the talaq, wouldn't even apply to that. It wouldn't even apply, because that's different. It's different. I know it's confusing. I know it is. Trust me. When I first learned about some of this stuff, I was like, wait a minute. How many types of marriages are there? And what do you mean they're all valid? Like, well, then how do you know what type you want or what type you need? And then you learn more about the culture and you learn more about the religion, and then you're like, okay, you start to get it. But people use them for different reasons. It just depends what you're doing. So how do the rich Saudi Arabian royalty get to fly in escorts? Because they get the temporary marriage with them. Can temporary marriages be renewed? Like every time she does a visa run, she renews the temporary marriage too? I'm not sure. You're against loophole marriages and situationships, to Lulu? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Sometimes they're legit. Sometimes they are just, I'm going on vacation for 3 months and I want to be able to shack up with this chick, and I don't want anyone bothering us. And they'll refer to themselves as husband and wife. But I did know a girl from Austria who married an Egyptian man, and they had what would be considered a temporary marriage. They lived together. They were absolutely married. Like they were a married couple as far as I'm concerned. And when they got enough money saved up, then they would have like their marriage, like they would have their wedding where everything, it's like, boom, like set in stone kind of. But until then, they had their temporary marriage, and they were a very respectable couple, and they were absolutely married in my mind. So there's that too. People are alleging that Allah is saying Salah is getting for real married. Yeah, Jamaican saying, has anyone seen any proof of that? Like any screenshots or anything? Because people are saying it, but I haven't seen anything. Do you think Salah makes any income? And if he doesn't, can he divorce her? He can divorce her. Well, again, it depends. It depends what kind of marriage they have or if they're married. She could file for the separation if he's not paying for things, if he's not maintaining things financially. But we don't even think that that's their situation either, you know? No problem, Whitebird. Have you seen Useful Charts? He has a breakdown on Islam, also a 3-hour one on the history of religions. Interesting. I'll check it out. Thank you. You're the new wife, Lord Baroque. Good for you. Yeah, hectic llama. Been looking for a lot of receipts all day and haven't found anything. I mean, we can speculate all day about all kinds of things, but, you know, we gotta see something. I thought that Foodie would get a mosque marriage in Thailand. There are large Saudi mosques in Southeast Asia, Justine. I mean, there's plenty of mosques in Kuwait, too, so... Chantal would never file for a separation or divorce. Right, I agree. Yep. You got your pizza? All right. Okay. All right. So I think I hope I answered the questions that I could. I know I didn't answer them all because I can't. And I'm not a person who fakes her way through things and tries to stumble and then go, well, I don't really know. I'm just going to tell you straight up, you know. Real question, why is Allah credible? He pops up once every few months and just says ish, like Salah hates her and is sending her to Antarctica. I know, John. I don't know. Because even if we did see screenshots of him saying it, doesn't make it true. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, it's harder to get married in a mosque in Kuwait? Why is that? Muslims can get married pretty easily. I mean, she's, you know. MCAYS! McA's. Divorce is not a joke. That is thank you, Azalea. Bringing it back to what's important is that, yes, Salah made a joke. Thank you for bringing us back to that. That's important. Because that's the whole reason for this live stream. Sometimes I get a little too into what we're talking about, and it's like, well, why are we even here in the first place? Oh, that's right. Because Salah joked with his beautiful wife, Chantal, about divorcing her. Like, what? Excuse me, sir. What? Excuse me, sir. How dare he?
And here's my beautiful wife, Chantal, is stunning as usual.
She's stunning as usual. Now, I took this screenshot, okay, while she was live, and we can watch some of this if you guys want. It's a lot of rage, and I don't know, I'm just not into rage. I don't know about you guys, okay? You know, some of us have stressful jobs or stressful, you know, whatever, life, right? Like, it took me forever to relax after I got home today. And the last thing I want to do is hear someone yelling. I just don't. And I'm not, like, being yelled at, like, in my real life, but it's like, I've got enough tension. You know what I mean? But hey, You thought it was a safe space? Lord Baroque, what do you mean? It is. What are you talking about? Yeah. So he's joking here, right? He says he's joking. Divorce era incoming. Maybe. Who knows? And he just busted out with that. And she was like, what? She was totally caught off guard. And like, who knows what's really going on with him? And someone was like, it's not funny to joke about divorce. And he was like, I can share a joke with my lovely wife. It's like, wow, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't be joking about divorce. It's a very serious thing. It's very, and like, what is he trying to do here? It's not a joke. No one thought that was funny at all. You know, like, what is this even about? Especially weird since Foodie has announced us twice in less than 2 years that they were getting divorced. You need to see the clip, Azalea? Okay, you can play it. I actually screen recorded the whole stream, so we have the chat and everything. I was worried she was gonna private it. Just Jamie says, as we come to the end of, oh, this sounds lovely. As we come to the end of 2024, I just want to thank AYS and this lovely community for keeping me company while I often do mundane household tasks. It's such a chill vibe here, and I've learned a lot. Just Jamie, thank you for contributing to the chill vibe. You're absolutely a big part of that, and I appreciate you just as much. Thank you so much. You're the creme de la creme.
What do you think you are, la creme de la creme?
Actually, yeah, she is. Okay? She most certainly is. That's right. Thank you, Just Jamie. That's very nice. Thank you. People try to make Islam sound like it isn't stuck 1,000 years in the past. See women light covering their entire body. Jealousy is love. I'm not sure what you mean by that, JK. Chris G, since I reverted, do I feel marginalized as a woman? I actually feel more respected as a woman, and I always felt more respected as a woman in Egypt more than I ever have or do in the United States. 100%. I am a very independent, fairly intelligent, bright, self-sufficient, strong woman. And I was not forced into Islam. I did not revert for a man. I was not even in a relationship when I reverted. And I wasn't in Egypt when I reverted. I was back in the States alone with my dogs. And I was really missing something. And I wasn't sure exactly what it was. But I had always been reading the Quran at bedtime. And I started to just have more and more questions. And I've always had a strong faith in God. Thank God for that. And I would pray and say, I have a question about this. Well, what about that? And I would ask God, please help me find the answers to these questions. And inevitably, I would find the answers. So all of the answers that I have, that I've researched, that I've read about, that everything that I have come to understand about Islam, it fits me for who I am as a person. And that is one thing that sometimes we see in reverts, particularly from the West, where they're having an identity crisis and they change their names. They're Chantal, then they become Miriam. They're Kristen and they become Abadeya. And one's Canadian, and she thinks that she's Kuwaiti now. Her husband's not even Kuwaiti. You have an American girl who thinks she's Algerian, but the Algerians don't accept her either. So these are identity crises. They don't know who they are, and they're looking for identities. They're looking for something to grab onto and to become part of a group. And I never changed my name. I've never felt the need to. I've had some Muslims, like born Muslims, ask me, oh, and what is your Muslim name? I'm like, my name, my government name is my Muslim name because that's me. That's me. And I never felt like I became a different person when I reverted. I felt like it fit me the best and it enhanced more of my character, for sure. For sure. I feel like I'm a better person since I've reverted. So it was a choice for me. There was absolutely no marginalization at all. Worshneffer, thank you so much for gifting 5 Are You Serious memberships. Thank you. Woohoo! Thank you, thank you. We got Choo Choo, Wild West, Misty Dreamer, Mia Bella, and Robotic Person. Please give Worshneffer a shout out if you're one of those people that got a membership from Worshneffer. Thank you. And Nightbot should be going through every once in a while to put the members only playlist in the chat. If you're having trouble finding that, all your videos are right there. You're quite welcome, Mothman. Absolutely. And here we go. We got Goldfish Crackers upgraded membership to Nesty Bestie. Welcome to Nesty Bestie, Goldfish Crackers. Woo! One moment. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Sorry.
Assalamu alaikum. Did you know that it is very sinful to issue a divorce by saying talaq, talaq, talaq thrice? It is very sinful. It's the wrong way of doing things. It's not what the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, has taught us. I want to explain to you how beautiful Islam is. If you're married and you're having problems and you really cannot solve the problems, Islam tells you to try and involve the elders from both sides to see if a solution can be found. And Allah says in the Quran, إِن يُرِيدَا إِصْلَاحًا يُوَفِّقِ اللَّهُ بَيْنَهُمَا. If both parties would like to solve the problem, then Allah will grant them that. Allah will grant them acceptance to be able to find a solution. So if it's not a blame game, and if you're not trying to prove who was right and wrong, and both of the parties are genuinely looking to solve the matter, Allah says, we'll help you both. But in the rare case where, subhanallah, the parties cannot get along, they really want to separate, part ways, it is part of the mercy of Allah that we can divorce. Imagine if divorce was not prescribed in Islam. That's it, you were doomed with a person you didn't want to be with. I mean, part of the mercy of Allah is to allow you and I to go through divorce if needed and necessary, because we just can't get along. So Allah says, you know what? You issue 1 out of 3 talaqs. That's it. You never ever give more than 1. It's just 1. And what do? Allah says, well, when you've issued the 1, we allow you a separation period of 3 menstrual cycles. You separate, and during that time, that 1 revocable talaq or divorce would actually be held in a way that Allah is giving you a chance to reconcile within the 3 menstrual cycles. If, for example, you feel, no, we need to get back, we need to try, and so on, you're allowed to get back within that time. No strings attached, no nothing. You can solve the matter and come back. And then at some point later in the future, if you still didn't get along and you want to go back to your own ways and separate, Allah says, we'll allow you to do it a second time. So I got back, and after a few months or years, I decided, nah, we still cannot get along. So Allah says, no problem. You can give the second talaq too. So the second one comes only after you've tried, only after you've gotten back after the first one and reconciled. And then you didn't get along. and then the second one comes in play. Look at how merciful Allah is. Allah says, we'll give you another 3 menstrual cycles to consider. If you get back, alhamdulillah, it's a good thing. But the third time this happens, then you need to marry someone else. What's the reason? Allah says, if it's the third time, then we now don't want you to keep doing the same thing and getting back and going back and getting back and reconciling and splitting and reconciling and splitting. You only allowed to do that twice. The third time, you must go your own ways and you must get married to someone else. When the wife marries someone else and she realizes, perhaps this guy is such a brilliant guy, alhamdulillah, she's happy in the new marriage. So be it. We're happy too. But if she's not, and she gets a divorce from that guy without the interference of the first husband, in that case, Allah says, now, because we know you've seen a scenario worse than what you were in the first place, we will give you the chance to go back to the first husband and you can start afresh. So you get a new nikah done, a new officiation of a marriage, and you're all set to go. And now you'll appreciate, this husband, originally, the first one, he had 10 things wrong with him. But the second one had 20 things wrong with him, or 10 things, but they were worse. I'd rather go back to the first guy. So it makes sense. So you don't just use up all your lives. You never just issue 3 talaqs all at once. You don't do that. It's sinful. There is a way of doing things in Islam. You must be respectful and don't just issue it in anger. Don't just issue it at any time. It's a major thing. Think about it. Subhanallah. Now, say for example, 1 talaq was given. We did not reconcile. We went our own ways. What do I do? Well, I'm allowed to, as a woman is allowed to marry anyone she wants after that. Even though there was just 1 talaq, the fact that the waiting period or the 3 menstrual cycles are over, or if it was an irrevocable talaq, once that waiting period of 3 menstrual cycles is over, she can marry anyone she wants, including the original first husband, because there was no second or third talaq. So you never ever need a second or a third. If you have 1 and it was irrevocable, or the iddah, the waiting period finished, it's over. It's over. You don't ever need a second or a third. That's it. It's done. Because you can marry whoever you want if you wish, and you're no longer the wife of that first person. But you can go back to him if you want, because there was only 1 talaq. So do you see why we should never be issuing 2 or 3? We should never just be giving 3 all at once. The second one is a gift. It's only when you've reconciled and you cannot make the marriage work for the second time, then you give the second one. And if you came back after the second one, whether it was after the waiting period, you had your new reconciliation or nikah done, or it was within that waiting period, you just got back together because it was revocable. Either way, the second time, you try and make it work. If it didn't work a second time, like I said, that's when you issue the third one. So I hope I've educated you guys regarding this. It's a very beautiful way of divorce. To be honest, it's the best teachings on earth regarding divorce. It gives you 3 different chances. Don't blow those chances all at once. So remember, it is wrong to issue 3 talaqs at once. You never need to do that. In fact, it is sinful. You only ever give 1 talaq, 1 divorce, not 3. And I just want to make mention before I end, my beloved sisters, if you're in a marriage where your husband is not fulfilling your rights, he's oppressing you, or he has abused you, and you really want to get out of that marriage, and don't think that he is the only guy who can issue the divorce. No, you can actually apply for a nullification to an Islamic court or to a panel of scholars, the mufti, etc. They will study the matter. They will see if, it is to be awarded. If really there's something wrong, they will try to look into the matter, and they will award you what is known as a nullification or a fasakh of that particular marriage. So you're no longer the wife. Whether the man wanted it or not is irrelevant, because if he didn't fulfill your rights, he didn't give you a mahar, he's not intimate, or he really abuses you, or something serious has gone wrong, then you are allowed to get that. So you can apply for a nullification. That's not called a khula. It's called a nullification or a fasakh. And what is a khula? A khula is when you don't really have a reason to get away, but you don't want to be in the marriage, right? As a woman. and you just want to get out of it. He hasn't really done anything badly wrong to you. You want to get out of it, and you can actually give back your mahr. The mahr meaning the amount he paid as a gift initially for you when you got married. You can give that back if he agrees to take it back in return for issuing a talaq. So that is a khula. For a khula, you'll still need your husband's approval. But for a nullification, you don't need his approval. I hope I've educated you on that too. Perhaps if you would like me to talk about that in detail, I have in the past, then you can leave a comment below, and inshallah we'll take a look at this. It's very, very interesting, and I think we needed to know about this. In the meantime, I pray that Allah protect all of us. Those who are not married, may Allah grant you spouses who will be the kunos of your eyes. Those who are married, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you happiness. Those who do have turbulence in their marriages, may the Almighty make it easy for you to resolve your matters. May Allah bless us all with children who will be the kunos of our eyes. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa sallallahu wa sallama ala nabina Muhammad.
Walaikum salam, Mufti Menk. He is a favorite of many. If you, I'm going to link these videos in the pinned comment after the stream, but Mufti Menk he's from Zimbabwe, and he's always been a favorite of mine. I feel like he just gives it straight, and he's very understandable. So, yeah. So, let's see. What else do we got in store? Oh, I also have. Now, if you are just joining, if you do have a particular interest in the marriage topic, there is a link. If you are just joining, there is a link in the description today for a free download of this book, the entire book. It's in PDF format, The Concise Manual of Marriage, and it is 100 pages. And it gives you the skinny. So, if you're interested. Poltergeisha, Owlette for 2 months. This is also interesting. Thanks for educating. My pleasure. My pleasure. Absolutely. We got some other things to address here that I missed earlier. Let's see. We've got also... Wishnefer left. Okay. A year as a nesty bestie, Wishnefer. Oh my God, I'm tapping out. But to echo just Jamie, I really enjoyed this community and I'm thankful for it. Happy New Year, all. Happy New Year to you. Not your average old lady. Thanks, AYS and Nesties. You are one of the few bright spots of 2024. Happy New Year, all. Thank you, not your average old lady. Thank you so much. That is very nice of you. And hopefully you are still here because I have something just for you. By eggplant, I mean dick. That's for you, not your average old lady.
What do you think you are, la creme de la creme?
Well, yeah, not your average old lady is la creme de la creme, of course, of course. That's right. Thank you. And I think ham and beans, I missed yours. If Foodie gets stuck in Canada, can Salah file for divorce in absentia under Islamic law? I would think so. Like abandonment is is a reason. We can look into that further if you would like, ham and beans. But for now, get out of my town.
Oh, pizza flavor? Pizza chips. Get out of my town.
Thank you, ham and beans. I believe so. I'm just wondering about the legality of, well, again, we're assuming a lot of things, but like she would have to agree to that, I would think, too. I don't know. I'm sure there would be a lot of conditions about that. Pax Electa, thank you for being an owlette for 10 months. Happy New Year, all. Happy New Year to you, Pax Electa. Yeah. You just got back from Istanbul, Chris. Welcome back. Welcome back. And to all... Happy New Year, Nesties. Happy New Year. Sweet Sea Monster, and that goes for religious people. I try to listen to. It's hard finding good people to listen to because they make their own stuff up. Yeah, you got to be really careful with that stuff. And in Islam, we are encouraged to research for ourselves and to read the Quran ourselves and not just take people's word for it. That is a huge thing, to seek knowledge for yourself. Don't take anyone's word for anything, really. If it's important to you, don't just take someone's word for it. White Bird has been an owlet for 3 months. Happiest of New Year's. Glad I flew into the nest. Me too, White Bird. So glad. Creyas has 2 hours left. Me too. Saban Nation, does Chantal have to fly to Kuwait with a return ticket before she knows if she can enter Kuwait? They have an e-visa. They have an e-visa service, but the website was down for maintenance recently. I'm not sure if it still is, but she should apply for it online before she boards the plane, for sure. Or she could go to the Kuwaiti consulate in Canada and apply for it there. Like when I went to Egypt the first time, I didn't know what to expect. So I didn't want to just arrive at the airport and be like, can I get a visa? Because that's what you do. So I had to send my passport to the Egyptian embassy, consulate, whatever, in a very large city in my area. I had to mail it, and they mailed it back with the visa inside. So I knew at least I'm getting on the plane, like, I'm able to come in. Yeah. Seeking the knowledge is really important in Islam. That's right, Disco P. It really, really is. That's right. Sorry if I missed it earlier, but did anyone mention Mr. Shabib saying, yeah, people have been talking about it, but no one has been able to provide any proof, like at all. That's all. So, you know. Okay, I have something else that I think is going to be, if everything has been like really confusing up until now, I am now going to be reading from the Quran for Dummies, okay? Not that anyone here is a dummy. It's just dumbed down. It's not even dumbed down. It's just really put in simple language. Hectic Llama, thank you. Thanks for teaching this ex-Mormon atheist more about Islam than I ever thought I'd learn. You're awesome. Happy 2025. Happy 2025 to you, Hectic Llama. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, hey, if you're open-minded and you want to learn, then I'm here, for sure. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you a la creme de la creme. Yes, I am.
What do you think you are, la creme de la creme?
Oh, obviously, Hectic Llama is la creme de la creme. And we all know this. That's right. Thank you so much. If she were smart, she would go to the consulate before she flies out. If she were smart. Jack Green says, let's pray she gets pulled aside for breaking the Kuwaiti immigration laws or just gets denied outright. She hasn't broken any immigration laws yet. So, hey, Sligo Town. Gonna be a lot of Happy New Year's. 24 time zones. That's true. Yeah. Yep. You have a lot of those dummy books, Sweet Sea Monster? Yeah. I mean, they put it in simple language. Okay, so this is Quran for Dummies that I'm going to be reading from now. Tackling divorce in the Quran. Okay. Divorce is known as the most hated permissible act in the sight of God, according to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Divorce is highly discouraged, but permissible in order to deal with the realities of life. To make peace and reconciliation is by far the better path to take. However, the Quran strongly forbids men from holding their wives in marriage against their will. If a major dispute exists between man and wife, the Quran advises that an arbitrator from the woman's side and an arbitrator from the man's side should come together and try to resolve the marital dispute in fairness. Once a man declares divorce to his wife verbally, the couple separates for 4 months to think things over. 4 months or 3 menstrual cycles. And this is the Islamic calendar, not the Gregorian calendar. If the couple still wants divorce after this period, then the woman must undergo a waiting period of 3 monthly courses. So, 3 cycles before remarrying. This waiting period avoids any confusion regarding paternity in the case of pregnancy. Also, during this period, the Quran gives the couple yet another chance to reconcile and put things right by recommitting themselves in marriage. After this period expires, then either the couple should get back together or peacefully separate on equitable and fair terms. Scholars differ all the time, but scholars differ on whether a woman can initiate divorce. The majority of scholars believe that a woman can indeed initiate divorce with generally the same rights as a man. If the man initiates divorce, then he must fulfill his obligation to pay the bridal gift. So, in the marriage contract, when you get married in the mosque, there's a whole ceremony, the signing of the book. And it will say, if we divorce, basically, if I divorce you for, I'm going to give you this much money. Before he can divorce his wife, unless the woman forgoes this right, she can say, no, it's okay, keep your money, I'm the breadwinner. The Quran encourages an amicable settlement between the husband and wife in all such cases. So if the woman initiates, generally, and I'm saying generally because every little circumstance is going to be different, but generally she forgoes the that money. If she initiates. Let's see. Yeah, so that's really all I had to say from that book. But just kind of, that's a good book too. Quran for Dummies. Yeah. You don't think Salah paid for Chantal to live there? Pretty sure it's the other way around. AYS, what happens if there are children in the divorce? I think that really, and I've just seen this in real life, that I think it really depends on the couple themselves, the situation, all of that. All of that. I love how most non-Muslims think Muslim women are held in dungeons with no rights. Does misogyny exist? Yes, as it does everywhere. Are we all being attacked like women in Iran or Afghanistan? No. Please go touch grass. Yes, please. Yes, please. Delulu says, what happens? Children have rights. Men are obligated to provide for their children. For sure. For sure. It's super interesting to compare this to the Catholic religion. My dad married my mom, who had been divorced twice, and he was punished for it by the church. He was unable to receive communion afterwards. Wow, just Jamie. I remember that's what that Catholic couple I was talking about earlier, that had something to do with it too. Like, it was a big thing that he had to have, like, the okay from the Vatican so he could still receive communion. Yeah. Yeah. And to me, I grew up Catholic, and to me, that whole thing is utterly confusing and doesn't make sense to me. So if what we're talking about tonight doesn't make sense to you, trust me, I get it. I get it, because that's how I grew up. Not like just having to accept that this is the way it is, but not understanding why, how, like nothing. So same. Yeah. Your mom wasn't allowed at church? Oh, yeah. Divorced twice? That's awful. So we know that he's not going to divorce her because he would lose the money. Well, Debbie's World, that's assuming that they have a traditional Muslim marriage, and I don't think any of us believe that. Like, any of us. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, pretty much when I discuss Islam on this channel, when we do, it's really not so much about Chantal, because Chantal has so many exceptions, and rule number 1, there's a reason that rule number 1 is one of the emojis. Rule number 1, it's like we're making so many assumptions on what's happening with her and what they did, and like we don't know if any of that is true. So we can't like apply really any of this to her because we really don't know. But in general, Salah wants to joke about divorce. Well, this is how divorce works, if that's the case. I've been trying to understand why he's still with her. Same. I have no idea. Same. We all know they're not married. The question is, why are they not? What's stopping them from actually getting married? Lack of love, lack of intimacy, lack of mutual respect, lack of being adults. Lack. We didn't even get to see Foodie in a tasteful Muslim wedding dress. You're right, Sir Austin. I hear you on the confusion with Catholicism. Think I joined because I like rituals, but as time went on, I had some inner disagreement with the Pope. Yeah. Yeah, and people can have issues with Islam. It's okay. I'm not offended. You know, don't tell me I'm an oppressed woman, though, and I'm marginalized, and I'm, because it's just not the case. But if you don't agree with certain ideology or the pillars, it's okay. It really is. I grew up Catholic, as I said. There are many things about Catholicism that I truly do not believe or agree with. It's okay, It's okay. If her marriage is a misyar marriage, does divorce work the same? Kathy, if it is, see, I don't even know the term misyar. In Egypt, I've never heard that term. So I'm not positive what that actually entails. So, yeah, Whitebird, exactly. I'm not oppressed. I mean, who would want to be oppressed? I know, Sir Austin. I still love you, even though your religion doesn't like gay people. Oh my God. I remember the first time when you asked me about that. You're like, but what about this? And I just like poured out my heart. I'm just like, it's so much. I should try to find that stream because I remember I just said everything that was like in my mind and on my heart about that. I'm like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree that, like what? I don't know. There are things that I struggle with. Aqsa's not oppressed. That's right. They don't have civil marriage, or do they in Kuwait? I'm not sure. Actually, I think they do, but I'm not sure. Like, are they married religiously and not legally? That could be. Absolutely, that could be. And that's what I think they are, probably what they have. Or are they the same? They could be the same, but do they not do it for whatever reason? I personally think that they have a temporary religious marriage, which wouldn't mean that they had to go to the courthouse. And nothing at that courthouse indicated that they were there for a contract signing for a marriage. Like, nothing. He's wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and he comes out with a rolled up piece of paper in his hand saying they're married. Okay. That's right, Disco Pihu. I'm not oppressed either. A proud Muslima, and my husband treats me like a queen. Alhamdulillah, subhanallah. Mashallah. See, this is when we say mashallah, where I'm acknowledging the blessing that God has given to Disco Pihu for having a loving husband who treats her like a queen, and that she's a proud Muslima. Mashallah. That's how it's used correctly. She didn't revert until January, and she was claiming to have gotten married in November. That's true, Ari T. That's true. And if that case, then it wouldn't be an Islamic marriage. You know what see? Like the whole thing is so convoluted, and no one knows at all what's going on. We just know that something's not legit, that they're not a romantic couple, they're not intimate with each other, probably never has had a consummated moment. She had to fake a picture of them kissing, for God's sake. And we know that something's not right, but like when we try to get into the nitty-gritty details, it just becomes more and more confusing, So I don't know. Your husband and you weren't allowed to be married in the church. My dad was a member of his whole life because my husband was never baptized. Oh, really, just Jamie? Oh, just Jamie. See? I don't understand that. You mean you're not supposed to be jealous of her and her husband? I know. You know, I try to hold it back. My jealousy. Yeah. I remember her saying something about their wedding, and you can even choose the date, but then she dropped it real quick. Yeah. I mean, I don't think she knows exactly. Hey, Happy New Year, Tucker and friends. You know, like when people really know a topic inside and out, think of like your favorite thing to talk about or like your most passionate thing in life, right? And if anyone were to ask you any question about it, like, oh, well, what about this or what about that? And like, you've got your answers, right? Like, you know how to answer. You don't even hesitate. And you could go into more depth, you could go in more detail, but Chantal never does that with the marriage topic. She's vague, she's evasive, and she gives different answers from time to time. And then we throw in the visa trips, which tell us that she's not a resident of Kuwait. She's not even on a spousal visa in Kuwait. You know? Unhinged Lady has been a Nesty Bestie for 12 months. 12 months, baby. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you, Unhinged Lady. Thank you so much for being a Nesty Bestie for a year. You got your blue background now. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I love seeing that blue. I didn't know you guys were going to be in yellow for so long. I probably wouldn't have made it yellow. Max Anderson, are they cutting the knot? Well, Salah's joking about it. And I don't think that it's something to joke about. I really don't. So, when you understand something, it's easy to explain. It's easy to answer questions. It's easy to explain. You don't stumble over your words. You know? But Chantal, it's always a struggle. And it's not about privacy. I don't want to hear about her new underwear every time she buys new underwear, her fresh, clean underwear. That's not private. You know? I agree, R2D2. There's such beauty in exchanges like this, chat. I totally agree. You're working all the holidays, Unhinged Lady? Oh, I'm so glad you were able to stop in tonight. Oh. Chantal only knows about food menus. Yeah, that's true. She could tell you what's on the Burger King menu, like it's on the back of her hand. No problem. That's true. I think she can only get underwear in her size in Canada because she bought underwear the last time she was there. I was thinking that too, just Jamie. Like, maybe they don't have her size in Kuwait. Pooping herself on live stream is not private. True. Was she so obsessed with getting married before the meth stabby guy rejected her proposals? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Unpopular opinion, says Saba Nation, but most of the time, I really think he cares about her, and they did find a loophole for everything. That is also a possibility. It is. I feel like anything's possible. Like maybe, you know, he says that he lost his mother at a young age. Maybe it's like, you know, like girls who have daddy issues. Maybe, like Chantal, is the mommy issues. She looks like his grandmother. Her weed is not private, Angel of Glass. That's right. Hey, Diane. Remember the haul she did at the picnic table? I'll never forget it. I will never forget that. The hygienic wipes, the cornstarch, the cheekies. I'll never forget that. It's like it happened yesterday. She was quick to show proof of her nail polish being wudu friendly, so she can provide evidence if she has it. Whereas that's a good point, Ari T. People were quick to latch onto that. What about the nail polish? She could show us the bottle. I mean, I have a huge basket of nail polish here with me. It's all halal. And like you've probably heard, if you've been just kind of like observing, people have different opinions on halal nail polish. All different kinds of opinions. That's why it's really tough to say this is a yes, this is a no. Like, there are varying opinions. She and Bibi talked about marriage, her words, but she didn't seem obsessed about being claimed until after Nader. Oh. Yeah. I think they're the same person. They both have deficits that make them unmarriageable, and they're just happy to have someone. A possibility. What I don't like is she could be a role model for others and get paid to get healthy, but no. Yeah, Max, she's way too unstable for any of that, for sure. No problem, Ashley. Thank you for sharing the truth about your religion with us. People like Foodie Beauty do so much damage with ignorance. You shouldn't have to clean up the mess. Shouldn't have to, but someone has to. Someone has to. And I waited for a while for someone to jump in and do it. And I didn't see anyone doing it. And I saw more and more harm getting done. I was like, oh, I have to start a new channel. Damn it. But we wouldn't have the nest if not. So it's worth it. It's worth it. You saw Orly and Marshall's for a decent price, Lucy Jane? Was it Orly breathable? Just Jamie, sure. Yeah, because you don't pray when you have your period. That's true. And you don't fast when you have your period either. That's right. Like, I don't use halal nail polish, but I don't turn my nose up at Muslimas that do. Yeah, I mean, Disco P. It's like, oh, the way you're wearing your hijab isn't modest enough. Or, oh, it's like, it never ends. So, yeah, I just mind my business with that kind of stuff. Like, hey, they probably know something I don't, or whatever. It's not my business. Oh my God, Tom Harlock. I love him. Lord Baroque, another 20? Oh my God. Lord Baroque, what are you doing? Lord Baroque? Lord Baroque gifted 50 memberships at the very start of the stream. Another 20. Lord Baroque. I don't even know what to say. That is beyond generous. Thank you so much. That is so generous. Thank you. Oh my God. And all the lurkers come out. Oh, yeah. If you receive... That's the best part about gifting memberships. All the lurkers get exposed. If you received a membership from Lord Baroque, please give them a shout out in the chat. Oh my God. Hey, Cali Cat. Glad to be sharing New Year's Eve with you guys, too. Yes, Orly is the brand I use. Orly Breathable. Yep, exactly. The haram police, especially the men, come at you hard. Oh, it's ridiculous. Truly. I'll just tell you. Oh, yeah. Like when I got gifted membership to the couples channel. Lucky, Hectic Llama. So lucky. Lord Baroque. That's crazy. Thank you. The nest is full. Lord Baroque gonna be Baroque after these memberships, Sir Austin. Oh my God. Starting off with a full nest is right, little seven. Yikes. It's already January 1st in Australia. Happy New Year, Max. I don't think Celeste's joking about divorce. I think she's been given a gagging order or threatened with legal action by his family, hence why she's not going live. Live yesterday, she didn't tell him. That's possible. That's possible. I mean, she's never really taken breaks like this before. Unable to pay too poor. Oh my gosh. I took a small break from the internet to sort some things out, but I'm back. Woohoo! And better than ever. Yeah, girl. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. This gray horned owl sends my sister Snowy Owl love and strength for the new year. Unable to pay too poor, right back at you, girl. Thank you. I'm so glad you're back. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you're back. Oh, do you wanna get out of my town? You let me know.
Pizza flavor? Pizza chips. Get out of my town.
Get out of my town, unable to pay too poor. Thank you so much. Glad you're back. You just give them out, but you don't sign yourself up, Lord Baroque? Oh. Well, come back after the first of the year. I get replenished with my 10 that I can give out. Hopefully you'll get one of them. Would she know about his family? Did that being in Canada? I probably missed something. I'd be surprised if she's in Kuwait again. I think she'll be denied a new visa renewal to Lulu. Interesting. We'll see. Hello, May. How are you, lady? I hope you're doing okay. It's wonderful to see you this New Year's Eve. You think his family paid this trip with the agreement she stays offline and she can't? He may be forced into a divorce now. Could be. Your tab crashed, not Jeb Bush. What a time for that to happen. Imagine having to ask your husband permission to do your job. Oh my God. Because you have been so mortifyingly embarrassing to him whenever you do it. Oh my God. Is it okay if I go to work today? Are you going to keep your mouth shut? No. Then no. That's a good way to look at it, Max. I honestly treat lol cows as an opportunity to reflect. Shame they affect others so poorly. Yes. Ham and Beans just gifted 10. Are you serious? Memberships? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Ham and Beans. Thank you so much. Thank you. Femme Marie got one. Sweet Sea Monster got one. Sapphire. Django Cat at Sunrise. Angela L. Inspiration Z. Alice Amethyst. Canadian Geese nesting in the Kia. Dee Dee. It's not Dee Dee Lulu, is it? Wolfkins. And Catherine B. received memberships from Ham and Beans. Please give Ham and Beans a shout out in the chat if you got one of those. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. You guys are always so generous. Truly. Max Anderson just became an owlette. Welcome, Max. Welcome. Woohoo! Nest is too cool. Had to join. Glad to have you. New members, check out your welcome video right here. A link will be showing up short. Oh my God, Lord Baroque, are you insane? First sub ever, Max. Thank you. Oh, that's a huge compliment. Thank you, Max. Look at this. Look at this. What is happening? Lord Baroque, listen. You have to get groceries, okay? Miss Connie got one. Yarn Enthusiast received one. Comrade Kitty. Boom shaka laka 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 laka. In Berlin. La di da received one. Insanity Mom. Cool Juice Crooked Halo. Aunt Maddie. Wow. Ms. Mac just gifted. Ms. Mac just gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you, Ms. Mac. Wow. Wow. Woo! Amazing. Amazing. Thank you. And how is Lord Baroque managing to not get a gifted membership? Nicole received one. Jamil. Melzy. You guys are insane. You guys are insane. I can't even keep up. You guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? Barking Cats. Anne-Marie Stones. Oh my God. You guys. Thank you, Sapphire. Just Jamie gifted 20 memberships. Just Jamie. Just Jamie. La creme de la creme. Thank you, Just Jamie. Oh my God. And Pax Selecta gifted 10 memberships. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Wow. Sewing more sports bras. Thank you. We're going to need them. Thank you. You guys. I can't even read all those names. Thank you so much. Get out of my town. Get out of my town. Oh my God. You guys, what are you doing? Are you sure? Are you sure? It's, it's after the holidays, okay? Please be sure, okay? Like, spend your money wisely, okay? Don't get caught up. Don't let the dopamine, take over. Check your budgets, check your accounts, okay? Unhinged Lady just gifted 20 memberships. Oh my God. What?
I love you, Shanta.
Unbelievable, Unhinged Lady. Thank you. Nan's Life 7. Welcome to the nest. Nan's Life is like, I'm getting in on this. I want a membership. Thank you, Unhinged Lady. Always so generous. Thank you. Oh my God. We all get groceries. That's true. I got some today. I've been getting this frozen dog food lately. They love it. Like lamb and carrots and stuff. Yeah, they love it. Oh my God. Thank you. Ugh. A lot of green. Yep. Your budget is good. You don't pay for cable or streaming services. That's pretty good. Okay. I just, make sure, guys. Don't get caught up. Because that happens. That does happen sometimes. Don't get caught up. Really make sure. Whew. Thank you, Justine. It really is an awesome nest. Really, seriously. We don't have, drama in here. Some people like the drama, and there are other channels who have plenty of that, but I'm not, life is difficult enough sometimes. I don't come online for drama. Get out of my town is one of your favorite lines, Francis. Me too. Catherine B., you can stay. Unbelievable. Hammond Bean says, if Baroque... Oh, that's true. If Baroque is a branded account, he'll never be gifted a sub. I'm branded, so I can never be gifted. That is true. That is true, Hammond Beans. I didn't even think of that. Are you a branded account, do you think, Lord Baroque? Oh, my goodness. Hammond Beans, get out of my town.
Oh, pizza flavor? Pizza chips. Get out of my town.
Thank you, Hammond Beans. What is a branded account? Well, if you have, it's mostly if you have a channel. If you have a channel, there's even a link. It's even, I don't know. Not all my accounts are branded. It's weird. I don't think this one is. Isn't that weird? I don't know. There's a link you can click Google, like on your Google account as a whole, not just YouTube, and it will tell you if it's a branded account. It's typically if you have different accounts under one email address, I believe. It's confusing. Wow. You don't think Baroque had opted in? Oh, Nightbot does come through. If you're not sure if you're opted in to receive a gifted membership, Nightbot does come through with a link you can click on, and you're opted in automatically if you click the link. Second profile on a channel, that's a good way. that's a much easier way of saying it. Yeah. Just teasingly out. No, you'd have to forcibly remove me from this amazing community, Catherine. Aw. No, we'd never show you the door. Never. This is my second account under the same email as my old personal account. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I was once able to gift Lord Baroque a membership for Pulpy. I was so excited because I was on a gifted membership from Lord Baroque. Oh, there you go, Ari T. You're opted in for sure. Wow. How are you avoiding receiving gifts? What do you like about drama and what I love here? I keep separate. My crap talking about Chantal, my love-hate for her stays at the door. Save a nation. Yeah. I mean, we definitely talk our share of smack, but, you know, we don't let it get too out of control for the most part. Wow. Oh, Catherine V says Happy New Year's Eve to all. Sparkling apple juice for all. Yes. Yum, yum. Lovely. All right, I'm going to show, I don't want to watch the whole thing because, you know, she's blah. But I do want to at least get to the point where that appears in the chat where he's joking about the divorce, and we'll see her reaction and like what follows after that. I think we can do that. I don't want to get too much into her energy tonight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Of course you do. Of course you do. You know. But I do have the live chat with it. And that's always good. Yeah, it started off daylight. And then it switched to darkness. So. All right. We'll at least do that. There we go. And I did change the background at one point because, you know, I just felt like things needed to be brightened up a bit because she was dark. You know what I mean? Like in mood, you know, we don't need that. Oh, we've already got an owl on the screen. Ah, okay. Oops. All right, let's see where... It was definitely dark out when he said it. I mean, you can go through this whole thing another time if you want to. If you want to. We don't have to. She does say, you know, she is in a pretty foul mood. Okay, it's getting dark. Let me bring up that photo again. See how dark is it. Match the lighting. So we'll know when we're getting close. No. That's pretty close. We're getting there. All right. Let's start here and see where we're at.
To defend an abuser and completely dismiss.
Oh, yeah. I recorded it at 2x speed. In case she took it down. I wanted to make sure we had it. So I gotta slow it down. At least by half.
Another woman's experience with that? That's okay. 3 years ago, Tracy, right? Why is it even still being brought up? Like, you people are psychotic. Like, it was such a mistake to even come back. It really was. Like, I don't want to have anything to do with you people anymore. I don't want to talk about my past. I don't want to talk about my personal information. Like, just F off and leave me alone. We just want to visa. That's it. Okay? I want to have a life. I want to have fun. I want to focus on myself. Thanks, Nani. Yeah, after this, I'm taking a long break. I know I always say that, but this was such a mistake. Last time was a mistake. Coming back was a mistake. Because I feel like I miss you guys, and I feel like I should be able to have a simple fucking stream without these stupid idiots involved. Like, go away. We want nothing to do with you. Like, we don't want anything.
Who is we, ma'am? Because your entire chat are trolls at this point. Like, the whole chat. Who is we? Yeah, stop giving them attention. That's the thing. It's like she doesn't have to even read those messages and respond to them, but she feels compelled for some reason. Let me just make it bigger so we can read the chat. We don't even really need to look at her. You know, we know what she looks like, right? Okay. Look at Tracy. Stop! Stop! So we're looking for Salah. Ignore the ridiculous comments. Don't read them and read the comments that are supportive. After you ignore them long enough, they'll get bored. The people who genuinely have her best interest in mind, she totally ignores them. So, external locus of control, 100%. Yep. Sure does. Teardrop is the we. She talks about Welder fan. Hey, Welder fan. Teardrop. Teardrop didn't appear in this chat. Like, where was Teardrop? Does anyone know? She didn't once trust Mommy. I got a little concerned about Teardrop because we need our Teardrop. Enjoy your time with your family. Go. Have a good night and Happy New Year. Love you. Go, go, go. Tracy's like, go before you say something you're going to regret. And she's like, no. I have a right to come on here. It's my channel. Then go members only or just shut down the chat. But she needs that for content, so she can't. So Happy New Year's Eve to you too, Welder fan. Teardrop in a Lord Baroque mask. That would be great. You're defending yourself? Yeah, okay.
I'm not. Yeah, it's just defending myself. Exactly, Esky.
Exactly.
And that's another thing that's psychopath.
Psychopath.
How am I thinking about my ex? Like, F off. Get a life.
You may not be.
This guy abused me for years and I don't have a right to, like.
For years! This guy abused her for years. Dude. Come on. Oh my god. Hey, be kind. Currently packing to do a split 14-hour drive to Texas with your brother who's moving there. Woohoo! Oh, that'll be fun. Maybe. Kinda. Or nice. Nice.
Be pissed that they're still spreading lies about me? I think I ignore it a lot. Don't you? I never talk about them.
It never talks about them.
Never.
Oh, Hectic Llama has a good series of videos I've been watching. Like all the times that Chantal has mentioned Nader. Like she doesn't talk about him anymore. And it's like, what are you on, like part 4 or something? It's like so funny. Some of Salah's comments made me think that Teardrop was using his account. I've been wondering that too, Kathy. We really should pay closer attention to like what Salah is typing or Salah's name to really check it. Yeah. You're working on part 4 right now? Awesome. I never talk about him. Well, Hectic Llama shows
like,
us
seriously.
otherwise. Okay. Yeah.
You too, Gemini.
Okay.
I know, it's true.
It's true.
Like, I never talk. The minute I mention something, oh, you're talking about your ex again. I thought he wasn't my ex. Which one is it? He was never in a relationship with me? Or was he, now that it fits your narrative? Like, fuck off.
Wow.
Seriously, just F off.
Wow. Yeah, you should log off,
They're all
probably.
scum, yo mama. They're all scum.
Yeah, you should log off, I think.
There's no point in privating streams. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I'll keep it up for a while and then maybe. Yeah, my handsome husband. Goodbye, talking natural again. As if I do it on the regular.
Let me get Hectic
Bullshit, I
Llama's
do.
link.
I'm debunking a stupid fucking lie he told.
Debunking
Yeah,
lies.
like I'm sitting here talking endearingly about the monster. How many names do I have to call him? Hey, Jay.
Don't call him
It is
anything.
toxic. I'm so fucking done with it. I'm so done with this shit. It
Ignore
brings
him.
out the worst in me. Honestly.
Well, you have control over that.
I talk about him again. They talk about me and Salah every night. Every day. Since I've been in Kuwait. Every day. Oh, I'm obsessed, though. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, well.
He sits there reading our text messages from years ago. Over and over. Watching old videos. But I'm obsessed. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Sure. I would rather die than ever be in that person's presence again in my life. But I'm obsessed. Yeah, okay.
Well, you're kind of emotional, so.
An Islam store is a place that sells Islamic things.
Islam
like Qurans,
store.
Halal makeup.
Oh, God.
I don't know, prayer beads, thing. They sell Islamic things.
I don't know.
Hijabs.
Stuff. Islam store.
Hey, Jenny. Energy. Thank you, Jenny.
Okay.
I wish to, but it's not going to happen. Because that's the only little power they have
Why
that they
she-
think they have over me.
Allergic to saying Muslim. Interesting, huh? She was calling herself a hijabi, but wouldn't call herself Muslim for a long time.
You know? That's the only thing that they think they have.
The Islam store, right? They sell Islam. Yeah. It's on sale. So,
Salah is probably napping.
I got a good deal.
He was going to have a nap when I let him go off video. He was really tired.
I think
They
the...
make entire careers about you. Exactly. Over things that are not true. That's the problem.
Hopefully we're
Like,
close.
They say the Beezers are stupid for accepting my lies. What? Okay, and your audience is for eating up your crap with this silver spoon? Sorry, a copper spoon. A spoon every day you are fed bullshit, and you don't care because you're just like,
Jeez.
we want rage, we want hate. That's all you care about. You don't give a shit about anything else. It's
Well,
sad.
you provide
Imagine
it.
a person with a wholesome family and a nice career, being a doctor, going to work, doing heart surgery, and then coming home and getting their rage fix and hate against food and beauty. No, it doesn't happen. You're all low-life trash people.
You have no idea, Chantal, who watches you or reaction channels. Wow. Really? Really? You have no idea. And that is something parasocially that tends to happen, that people who gravitate to certain channels, they think that everyone in the chat is very similar to them, just like them. They think they're the same education level. They think they're the same, like have similar careers, similar home life. And it's a very big misconception. A lot of people feel that way, but you really don't know, Chantal. I mean, that is projection, true projection. Okay. I would say the nest for people that I have spoken to and that I have a good idea of, like, you know, more or less what they do on the outside, on the outside of the nest. Okay. Like, they are professionals, educated professionals. They have families. They have busy lives. Okay. Some of us are wearing bonnets at night. Okay. We just started. All right. Just saying. Okay. You really don't know, Chantal. You have no idea. Truly.
Watch this shit. Who follow this shit? Who believe this shit? And one day I'm gonna learn not to engage, and then you're gonna have fuck all. And I really, really, really hope that I can follow through with that.
You
I
hope?
really do, because
Well, start hoping and just do it.
it's true. You have to start something. You don't want it to grow. I know that, but I'm just in a really, really not in a good headspace.
You were in
Which
a
is
bonnet,
why-
ham and beans?
Why? And Salah, yeah, he'll be probably mad that I'm even going live, because I promised him I would not do lives or videos while I'm gone. But I'm disobedient.
You're disobedient. Right.
I'm 1 star later. I know, I wish to.
Let me just dispel if anyone happens to think that like this is an Islamic thing or an Islam thing, that that husbands are going to tell their wives not to work or not to live stream if they want to. You know, what those of us who you know who have like regular homes and you know we don't wash our clothes on a rock, we don't live in a cave. You know, some people do. Okay. I'm not one of those people. I would say the vast majority of Muslims are not in that situation where they have very control, like that level of like, you're not doing this, okay? So when she's talking about Salah saying that he's not going to allow her, like that's him thinking that he's a dom, probably. It has nothing to do with Islam, like at all. At all. And her saying I'm being disobedient, she probably thinks she's going to get some kind of weird like punishment for it after or something. I don't know. But it has nothing to do with religion. Can you buy obedience at the Islamic store? It depends. It depends. It depends on your definition of obedience, actually. It does. A great Jedi master once said, do it or do not. There is no try. Exactly, Cootie Patootie. She wants to be spanked. I'm being disobedient against my husband. I know, R2D2. I've been doing that too with my dogs. I put in earbuds because they do get stressed out listening to her like this. I don't want them to hear it. I do the same thing.
But until you put yourself in my shoes, you can do something think you would do something perfectly if you don't have to do it. But you're right. Thank you, John Wrestling. Rumble, no. Yeah. I'm trying not to dwell on the past. Hi, babe. Babe, I'm not doing well. I don't want to be alive right now.
Okay, Salah is now in the chat. Babe, I'm not doing well. I don't want to be on, like, you don't have to, hey, you don't want to be online? Log out. It's very easy. Ugh.
Yo, Mama, why does not hold on to the clothes you wore at his house 3 years ago? Ew, I don't even want to say that. Thanks, yo, Mama, for the super chat. No, because they're psychotic. I don't know. She was wearing my slippers. Why was she wearing my dirty slippers? It's probably her that wants the clothes. I don't know. Whatever. Bae. Are you mad at me, Bae?
Are you mad at me? Let me just adjust this.
We miss you, Bae!
Are you mad at me?
He probably woke up and was like, what is this? Does it feel like you're taking care of a petulant child sometimes? Tell her to go be happy with her family. I'm going! I'm late. Salah, don't be mad at us.
That was the real
I
Amberlyn.
do strike them.
Oh, so it's coming up. It's coming up very soon then. Because I remember when I took the screenshot. Yeah. So he's going to be joking, okay, about divorce. Okay. I mean, and he just came on. So look at this. Amberlyn's chat is up there. And then we have Blumpkin, get your woman off here. Salah, she's big mad. And then he's joking about divorce. So it's coming. Wow.
Amberlyn! Is that really you? Thank you. No, that's not real Amberlyn, is it? There's no thing. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, it's really you. Yay! Welcome. Nice to see you. How are you doing? How was your Christmas? You understand how annoying people are online, right? You have the same dumb type of reactors. Hey, Christina. Oh, shut up. Didn't you try to discredit May? Shut up. Not after I knew for sure what happened. I don't even still know for sure what happened. How can I discredit her?
So Salah says, I want to cut off the internet on Canada for now. And wow.
Like, you're with somebody who you don't think would ever hurt you, and they tell you the story, and they were very convincing about it. You would believe them too at first, okay? So shut it. Keep reaching. I want to cut off the internet on Canada for now. FF versus Yahoo, who you want to win? Yo, mama. I hope they both beat each other up. None! Hey, mama, neither. Yeah, don't be angry with me, babe. I love you. He didn't want me to go live. Because look he knows how it affects me. And he knows I'm not mentally well right now to deal with it. I'm not mentally well enough to deal with the internet right now. Like, I'm not. Hey, Nelly.
Here it is. Right at the bottom. Get your woman off here, Salah. She big mad. Al Sultan Salah. Divorce era incoming. Maybe. Who knows? With a smiley face and then an angry red face. Yikes. All right. Now let me make the screen so we can see her reaction. Like when she sees that, what she's going to do. She probably has like a little mini heart attack. Like, oh my God, babe! 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 Are you serious, babe? Oh, he's serious. Oh, just kidding. That's what she does all the time. Just kidding. Mm-hmm. Okay. We need to make sure we can see everything. Okay. Put that up there. There you go.
Divorce era incoming. Oh, sure. Give them more stuff to go on, babe. Give them more stuff. Go. Yella. Right?
Now, everyone in the chat is... Jarella makes a sad face. Haley Therese says, Salah, please be nice. Belle, LOL, uh-oh, Salah. Lizzie, divorce era, with 3 question marks. Dream, oh no, LOL. Barbara de la Us, Salah, with laughing faces. Jay says Salah with like the side eye. Oh damn. Black Widow's laughing. Oh.
Divorce era? You better be joking.
Then he puts the laughing emoji in there. Oh my God.
Don't put that on. Yeah! Babe, I just want to scream really loud to let out all my frustrations. Okay?
He must be so sick of
Start
her.
a crazy rumor and see who runs with it. Let's do it! They'll believe it too, because they're stupid. Ah! I gotta pee. Okay.
Then he said, love you, babe.
Love you, babe. Love you too, babe. Sorry to go behind your back and go live. My car is started. A smash run? I gotta go to the bathroom. Really? It's the... Okay, hold on, guys. I gotta go. Or wait. I can't hold it in. Hold on, guys. You're going? Wait.
Okay. And then she's gone, like, for a really long time. But when she comes back, she's kinda high.
Oh, sorry. I'm back. It's so weird. It's so weird how humanity works, isn't it? Like, the more drama and misery you have, the more people watch you. Thanks, SB. Wait, a job like this? Hello. Melly! I missed you guys. I missed Teardrop, but she's probably busy. Hey, 7-Eleven Beezer.
Yeah.
We're getting a divorce? Oh, yeah. It's not a horror movie, honey. Babe, it's nighttime here. Hi.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm a little teary-eyed.
That's sad.
I really need to stay offline, babe. You can't sleep. You have to keep an eye on me at all times. Okay, guys, I think I should really commit to it. I should stay offline for a while. What do you
She
think?
needs a
Or should I
babysitter.
just say screw it?
Wow. Imagine tying
You know,
your
it's my
wagon to
fault.
this mess.
It's my fault for engaging and watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I only watch like Yo Mama, and he does an important job on the internet.
Yes, he does.
But you don't need to stay offline. You just need to learn how to protect your own
Yes, he
peace.
does.
Yeah. Look, guys.
He does an
what do you think?
important job. Yeah, all of us in girl world, we do important jobs.
Stay offline for your mental health. We love you and miss you. Self-control.
Oh my God.
Screw it. All right. I'm pretty busy tomorrow, so I don't think I'll be able to go online.
Sure.
But after that, yeah. And the next day after, I'm kind of busy too. It's New Year's. I'm not spending New Year's. I want to spend New Year's with you guys, but yeah, just enjoy your time with family and friends, yeah. And everything I raged about today is things, again, I've responded to from seeing and holding it in. Like, please, I think I did pretty good, you know?
Oh, yeah, you did great.
I've had people come on here say I'm a bad Muslim. I've had people, you know, dox my family. I've had people do, like, the worst. And I think I've been pretty good at just, like, you know.
Yeah, you're obviously, you obviously have things under control. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, you do. Hey, Granny Noodles, how's it going? He has business cards that say Yo Mama important on the internet. Oh, that's funny. I would have one with a snowy owl, like an outline, kind of like pencil drawing, and just like the nest, AYS. You figure it out.
Anyway.
Hey, just
I
a
have a
mom
right to be
life.
upset. Like, my feelings are valid. But my actions based on those feelings are not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have to choose how we, you know. And yes, I did learn that in therapy.
You want a card? You're not going to. Yeah, is she going to therapy? You think she's going to therapy? It's possible. You want a card, picks and sticks? You can make one. Yeah, that's what we should do. Next members only live stream. There's going to be like 2 million people there. But thanks to everyone that gifted tonight, Lord Baroque especially. My God, people were very generous. It was insane. Insane. But yeah, we should make business cards for everybody. Anyone that wants one, I think. Then you can like print it out on cardstock and just keep it in your wallet so you can feel important. Why not? You can be a card-carrying member of the nest. You want to ban on the word valid? Why is that, Ketsy? I haven't heard that too much. You saw a clip of him on Lockout Room. Yeah, I haven't seen that, Just Jamie. I'll have to watch. I haven't seen that at all. Somehow I missed that. I'll have to catch that. So Salah says, who cares about them? Let them all to make it wet, then sit and spin. Oh my God. What? Who cares about them? Let them all to make it wet, then sit and spin.
Who cares about them? Let them all. Babe, I need to take a page out of your book. Like, the things people say about you are atrocious, and you never give a shit. You're just there, like.
I beg to differ. He's made like 2 whole videos about me, Chantal. He obviously cares a lot. A lot.
Petting Julia on video with me. Like, you don't care, you know? Courtney, I'm a married woman.
A design contest? Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, too. And then that's a good idea, Ms. Mac. I'll give that some thought, for sure. What does that mean? Salah Welder fan says, what do you mean, make it wet?
Don't joke about divorce. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
There's no way. We are like this, right, babe?
Oh.
Sweet love.
I feel like that's foreshadowing.
Anyways.
We're tight.
We need you.
It'll never happen.
I need you guys too to make my channel work. So.
Happy New Year, Mons.
They're internet randos at the end of the day. But they really try to go real life. Like, really push the envelope and see, like, you know.
How much power she
Pizza's
has.
a piece of a guy.
Please.
Let the girl take a break. I have an internet addiction, I think. Does a good job. Barley does a good job. Important job covering you because mama needs a new bra.
Salah said, single mom, it's a sense of humor between me and my lovely wife. So get over this drama. Because they said that he shouldn't joke about divorce. It's a joke between me. We have a sense of humor, and me and my lovely wife.
And here's my beautiful wife, Chantal, is stunning as usual.
She's very stunning as usual. Yes, that's right. So, have a sense of humor. Have a sense of humor.
Between me and my lovely. I like when you call me lovely. Seriously, it's such a nice thing to call a woman.
Wow. So you just totally disregarded that he joked about divorcing you, and then you went straight to, he called me lovely. I think that's lovely to be called lovely. Wow, that really means something. It's like respectful.
And here's my beautiful wife, Chantal, is stunning as usual.
Here's my beautiful ex-wife, Chantal, is stunning as usual.
Have you ever called a woman lovely? Have you ever been called lovely? It's like respectful and sweet. I don't know. I love you!
Oh my god.
I feel like Tom Cruise on the couch, but instead I'm in a rental car. Babe, you know what started my raging, babe? Somebody came in earlier to the chat.
I think you did,
And
Chantal.
speaking of which, gas is expensive here. Zach. Thanks, Miss Chad. You've been called divine. Wow.
She's so loud. How much is gas? In Canada, gas is confusing to me because it's in liters and Canadian dollars, and I can never seem to figure it out. But you would never even joke about breaking up with your woman, Ham and Beans, let alone divorcing her after we got married. I mean, why would you put that out? Like, even if you don't believe in, like, energy and universe and whatever, why would you let that come out of your mouth? You know, $1.50 per liter? Is that $1.50 Canadian? $3.40 a gallon, Walter fan? I think it's just under $3 a gallon where I live. Lovely is something your grandma says when you draw a pic for her. That's lovely, dear. Yeah. Oh, really, Mons? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is. Just roll over.
$2.79.
Hey, Cammy. What was it? Oh, yeah. Someone came in here and said, basically, that I just came to Canada to collect my Christmas presents. I was like, do they even know how much we spent on the plane ticket here and the rental car? Actually, the rental car was almost the same as... It was the same as the ticket because they put a deposit, a hold on your credit card.
Well, you're pretty heated about money, it sounds like, Chantal. Maybe things aren't so great right now. Maybe. John Galt says, my wife and I have pretty dark humors, but you don't kiki in ways only you two will get in public, especially about divorce or death. Yeah. Yeah, because people aren't going to understand your inside jokes with each other. No, you're right. Canadian petrol is measured in mooses per bottle rocket. I mean, that's how it feels when I'm trying to calculate it. I'm like, I just get kind of lost somewhere, like in the middle. It's almost $5 in California, Cali Cat. Oof, that's rough. Yeah. My car takes premium too. Oh, Mons. I've been filling with premium past couple fills. I got this, I'll tell you about it another time. I got this stuff I put in my car. I'm going to send the rebate in. It's the $10 rebate. Stuff is kind of expensive.
Like, it's crazy. Why would I spend all this money to come here and then just to get a few presents? I don't know. I do appreciate the little gifts I got. I mean, I told my family I was not coming. So it was very impromptu, and they always they're probably used to it, you know. I'm coming home. Yeah, I'm coming home just for presents. Casey. Hey, hello, Jenny, I'm here. Let's just laugh at the stupid comments. Maybe I do take it too seriously. Talking about money is bad manners. Okay, maybe a part of me does it because people are always like, I'm broke. And it's like, why do I care? Like, who cares? Like, if it weren't for me, honey, you'd be broke too. I'm not, like, how am I broke? Because I don't flex on what we buy, but like, how am I broke? Like, So you kind of feel like you gotta flex a little bit, but...
Yeah.
Troll them.
You talk like a broke person, though, Chantal. The price of gas! I mean, price of gas is expensive for anybody, whether you're broke or not. But like, and then this, and then the flight, and then this, and then that. And it's like, yeah, traveling costs money. I thought you were a world traveler. You should know all this by now. Salah says, oh my goodness, SMH, SMH, SMH. Is this really makes you rage or upset? I would never rage in my life on something online. Wow, Salah. Oh my goodness, shaking my head, shaking my head, shaking my head. Is this really makes you rage or upset? I would never rage in my life on something online. That's very invalidating, Salah. And then he says, their talk is like farting on the tiles. Okay. Bourgeois B, thank you. Happy New Year, Nessie Bestie. Sending you all the lovely light and may your car never need extinguished. Thanks. Happy New Year to all owlets. Thank you, Bourgeois B. That's very, very sweet. Thank you very much. Yes, so let's hope I never need to use a fire extinguisher on my engine. Let's hope for that. Yes.
What do you think you are, la crème de la crème?
Well, yeah, Bourgeois B obviously is la crème de la crème. Thank you so much. What does the tile reference mean? I have no idea. He's just really into it, I guess. You pay 175 USD to fill your truck, but fill my base tank, then a backup 50. Jeez, Walder fan. That seems like a lot. It seems like a lot.
Back? Babe, we should make up some rumors. Let's just lean in. Shake my head. Is this really making you rage or upset? I would never rage in my life on something online. Their talk is like farting on the tiles. I need to Google that. Somebody farting on the tiles. Oh, really, Jennifer? There you go. They would give the kids presents. There you go. Yeah, broke but flying places every few months. I know, and they're like, well, you're only traveling because you visa run. Do they not hear themselves? Even if I'm visa running, I'm doing more traveling than you. You freaking weird heifer. Like, what? Like, how are you?
She's going to end up in the hospital this trip. She's like getting really crazy. I mean, these are the same topics that she's been on and on about for like the last year. But she's suddenly very, very upset. So, I don't know. And Kelly Darling said, can't you deduct the flights from your taxes as a business expense? She doesn't even answer that. That's a good idea. Why does she think everyone wants to travel? You want to stay home and knit? Aw. Huh? Yeah. Not everyone wants to. She doesn't want to. That's for sure. Heavy metal Hufflepuff. This is why I'm glad I have an old Camry and live 15 minutes from work. Perfect. Yeah.
Oh no, now I'm using Kalari's word. What? Like, what are you even talking about? Like, at least I'm traveling. Who cares? Anastasia, it's really, really expensive.
It's so expensive. Yeah, the audio is not great. Yeah, we'll probably just cut it there because nothing really happens after this, actually. So, because she's forced to travel and has to make it a flex. Yeah, that's true. She's got to make it sound good for herself, I guess. Because even she doesn't want to do it. She's more fragile than a hotel room sofa, Max.
I love you, Chantal.
That's true. Who's coming in? Just Me 91. Welcome to the nest. Come on in. No, it was us. Yeah. It's not you. It's me. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this New Year's Eve. It is now 11:14 p.m. on the East Coast. There's 46 minutes until 2025. I probably won't see it. I will probably be asleep. I used to go out and shake it for New Year's Eve, but not this year. So thanks so much for joining. We'll play our little Happy New Year video on the way out. And I hope you have a great, safe, happy, fun time until midnight and after. And let's all pray for a wonderful, prosperous, healthy, fantastic 2025 for the nest and beyond the nest. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so, so much. And yeah, the Park Street Boys are nice and quiet now. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. Thank you.